What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. Welcome you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. It's Thursday. One more day to go. We get to Friday. Get to enjoy a weekend. Hopefully, the weather in your area is as nice as it is here in Maryland because it's basically 70 degrees out right now. So that's really nice. Tomorrow's supposed to be even warmer. So that's wild because it's November. Of course, that means no snow coming anytime soon. No snow loading, but I have to manage somehow, some way keep doing all these cool podcasts every single day. We're just about. What's up with everybody here in the chat? Let's see what's up. Ryan Daly's here. What up, fam? What's up, man? How are you? 80s kid for the 90s is here. Excited about G.I. Joe. And why wouldn't we be? James Green, what's good? Thursday night action figure crew. What it do? Snake Eyes and Afton Child are in the building as well. What's up, guys? James Carpenter is here as well. What's going on, James? So, there we go. All of a sudden, it's like, bam. He started popping up really fast. Blake Tartley's here. What's doing, Jeff? What's up, Figure File fam? Say that 3 times fast. Jamelyn Parks is here. What up? What up? So, yeah, as always, I get started with these. What have you picked up? I know I just did a live Tuesday, but in these last few days, have you picked up anything? Have you pre-ordered anything? I feel like this is the most wonderful time of the year for collectors because so many stores, so many online retailers are starting to go, hey, we got some big sales. Let's put everything out. New product is hitting the store shelves right now. And it's like, oh, but you do have new stuff to offer. So that's pretty exciting. I went to Target today, saw a few things, not a whole bunch of new stuff, but it's really cool seeing new WWE products, a few new AEW stuff there as well. Of course, the slew of Masters of the Universe, Masterverse figures. Haven't seen the new ones like Trapjaw, Man at Arms. I'm seeing some people online are posting their pictures of them. I'm excited seeing those because even though I've already got those figures from the Masterverse line, I'm all in with those new Eternity designs. They look really cool and really fun. Oops. 80s kid, I love the new Amazing Spider-Man Target figure so much. I'm considering buying the Amazing Friends 3-pack. You must really like it. And James, just got my General Hawk wave. Did you get Hawk too? Because I feel like everything else is coming tomorrow, but not so much with him. And he's the one that I'm going to be like, you can wait. And I'm just going to be like, oh no, I can't wait. It's General Hawk. I got to have somebody leading my original 13 crew when Stalker's away in another mission. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to them. And of course, putting Hawk with Beachhead, with Roadblock version 2 and Sergeant Slaughter and Lowlight. So he's a big ad for that team. So it'll be really cool continuing to build up that branch of the series. It's really weird because that wave of Joes almost a little bit neglected compared to some of the other ones, like the 87 one. They've got a lot of members. The 85 series, yes, please. They're almost done. Just need Alpine, Airtight, and Footloose. They're done as far as the solo release figures. I'm pretty sure 83 is now done or just about done. We need to see Doc, but he's the last man standing left to patch up everybody when he finally gets made in a figure form. But they're really rolling. And I'm like, wow, you guys are really cranking out these figures. And it's great, but I'm almost like, oh man, you guys are almost going so fast. I mean, we're going to have this line to look forward to in like 5 more years, or they're going to have everybody done. Omega 579. Hey, what's happening? I'm doing great. How are you? Lefty Two Lions BK, Jeff and the LMF crew. How do you do? Oh, Blake Tarpley, heard a rumor that others were getting ship notifications for Mezco Doctor Doom. Haven't received mine yet, but maybe soon. That figure looks like it's gonna be really great, and I am so curious to see what everybody thinks of when they get that figure in hand because it looks amazing, like a really strong contender of the year, especially since it's coming out before December. I'm trying to remember when it was up for pre-order. I feel like a year ago when it was supposed to arrive versus when it's now seemingly starting to get there. And speaking of things that are seemingly about to get here, I got one final email from Hasbro Pulse. It's like, listen, this is the absolute final warning. If you want your his tank shipped to the proper address, make sure it's all lined up for us. I think November 24th is, what do you see here? That's next Friday, Black Friday. So maybe that'll be the big big reveal, the big, hey, look what's here in the mail sitting on the doorstep. It's a G.I. Joe Classified his thing. That's going to be a massive box. Probably not as big as the Galactus one, but one I cannot wait to unbox and open up and have something for my Cobras to hang around while they're shooting down, at least aiming poorly at the G.I. Joes. Tom Finn 2018, that hoodie is awesome. Thank you so much. I love it. It's really comfortable too. It's got like this nice sheen material. My wife finds all these great hoodies and shirts for me. So yeah, I'm almost at the point where I need some more though. I'm running low on hoodies. And as you know, it's November, so technically it should be hoodie season, but I can always use more of those, and especially cool comic book ones. So I'll be on the hunt this holiday season for them as well. 80s kid from the 90s. I'm planning to build up a Secret Wars era collection for Legends. I mean, you've got to. They've got a lot of those figures. They don't necessarily do the best job. Looking at you, Wrecking Crew, but you could just about have a full version of those figures in figure form. You're doing a little bit better with the hero side of things because they just look better, but we are coming along pretty well in terms of those characters. And I was really excited when I got the Captain Marvel Doctor Doom set because I was able to do one of my favorite covers from, back in the day, Secret Wars issue 12, if I'm remembering that properly. And I posted it on the site. But for those of you who did not see that, here it is. I was really excited to do this. And I was like, maybe I should throw in a little pink hue as well. But I kind of dig how this look. And there you go. My homage. Of course, I can't have Dr. Doom smiling victoriously like he was on the cover, but kind of get the general idea. All the heroes laid down and knocked out because Doom got him. So very excited to have that figure and Captain Marvel. And I'm really wanting to see a couple more of those 2-packs, maybe a few 4-packs, you know what I'm talking about, from Secret Wars to really get the whole lineup knocked out and done. Ryan says, I read issue 301, which is meh, but looking at that cover makes me want to classify Wolverine so bad. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that has to be one that they're working on as we speak. And I don't know if it's going to be a retail release, but it definitely has to be something that's coming to Pulse because I can imagine 2024 plays out and we don't have a Wolverine to join our Vamp. That would be really exciting to have those and whatever the heck it is they're going to do for that HasLab, because I feel like there's lots of great options, but with the Vamp getting done for Pulse, it kind of shakes things up where it's like, oh, you guys can do a whole lot more stuff then. What are the bigger ones that make for a valid and worthwhile HasLab? So really looking forward to seeing what they're doing there. TCB Toys, yo! Are you going to pre-order the next wave, the new wave 3 of the collector's editions? No, I don't really pre-order a lot of Todd figures just because they're pretty easy to find in stores. Having said that, I'm still waiting to find Firestorm in stores, but the rest of them, they're not hard to find at all. And I've seen and passed up Sinestro multiple times, and it's like, I'll get them. There's no real rush because they'll be in stock. They won't disappear on me, but I know where to find them, and it won't be a big problem. Ryan says, Hasbro, are you sure you want your hit thing shipped to 123 Fake Street? Seriously, I'm like, will you just stop teasing me? Because I feel like every time I get the Pulse emails, oh, that's right, you're still reminding me I need to make sure my address is correct. And they really kind of were pulling the smoke on me a bit. And I was like, well, let me check. Did I have a different address? And I'm like, you've not moved since you placed that order for this thing. Why are you bothering to check? But I was like, let me make sure, just in case my Pulse account got magically hacked by Techno Vipers and it's going somewhere else. And it was still fine. It was still straight. I did get another email from Pulse today with something that's actually coming through my pre-Vizsla from the Star Wars Black series. Can't wait to add him to my Clone Wars display. That's shaping up to be pretty massive at this point, and I'm really enjoying seeing these figures come together in figure form. Of course, I still have like 30, 40 Clone Wars era characters that I still need for my collection, but getting a major one like him is pretty cool and exciting. Blake says, I think every figure has been done except for Titana, Volcana, and updating Absorbing Man and Wrecking Crew. You're right. We need those, but we still need more of a Secret Wars era Rogue. That outfit that we have from her is not quite getting it done for me in terms of a stand-in. We've got Wasp, but she needs that outfit that she's into. I'm trying to think, but I think that, excuse me, that is everyone for Secret Wars that we really need. I wouldn't be upset getting some different versions, some updated looks, maybe a couple repaints of a few characters, but well, I guess there's another one. We do need She-Hulk and her Fantastic Four attire if we want to be really picky. And maybe we could also do a Ben Grimm without him being powered up. That could be fun too. So there's still a few more characters they could do with this series and still make it fun. TSB Toy says, did you see the package for Wonder Woman in that collector's edition? I wish she didn't come with her axe, but gives us more hands or extra heads. The axe has somehow been like this big Wonder Woman weapon all of a sudden. I don't necessarily associate that with her, but we did get that really cool DC Classics figure that came with the axe. So it's just like, okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing with Wonder Woman at this point. She is just always and forever now going to be coming with that axe. And I don't mind getting another weapon for her. And since you mentioned, I want to make sure I pull it up because the good guys over at TNI have that posted. So for everyone who has not seen it, here's what she looks like. This is Wonder Woman Collector's Edition. I'm still not quite sure what to think about this head sculpt. I think that's definitely going to be one I'm going to need to see outside of the packaging. It looks like her head, her face is shaped a little oddly. Maybe it's just a thick sculpted Amazon head. I don't know. I'm trying to see what I think about it. So we've got the sword here. We've got a shield. Shield looks really cool. We've got the magic lasso, the golden lasso, and a hook to put it on there, which is nice. This is interesting because it almost looks a little too big. I'm wondering if it kind of coils up and you can actually use it beyond just having it rest on her hip. Because when I think of Wonder Woman, I'm thinking of the golden lasso. I'm not thinking about a sword. I'm not thinking about an axe. That's what I'm thinking about. I just thought it was cool that she used that as her main offensive weapon. And I know we've gone more into the warrior Amazon with the sword, the axe, the shield. But to me, the lasso is way more important. So we got a couple extra hand sculpts. These are necessary. We've got the splayed hands. We've got, I guess, the clutching hands for the weapons. So I think that's the really important ones that we needed from her. So I'm not going to be upset about, oh, man, we needed more hands and whatever. I do kind of feel you on that head sculpt, though. I wouldn't mind seeing one with curlier hair to kind of, give that whole George Perez style look for it. But this looks good. My fingers are super crossed to make sure that she actually looks as good when I have her on my shelf. And she's not going to be one that I'm going to pass by several times on the pegs, on the stands, like I am with Sinestro Core. Sinestro, I'm going to grab her right away. So hopefully I'm excited about her when I see her in person. It would be cool to see the classic brown and orange Wolverine. They did that figure a really, really, really long time ago. They haven't done a lot of repaints and they haven't released that figure nearly as much as some of the other ones. But they definitely did him. And I guess he was in that orange and yellow during Secret Wars. Now I think about it. It wasn't in the tiger stripe style. But let's see here. I can pull that up really fast because I really like this figure when they debuted him and was so excited, of course, to see X-Men and the Build-A-Figure Juggernaut waves. This is way, way, way back. Back in 2016, I grabbed this sucker, but I think they did a really good job with him. He still holds up pretty well. Some of the articulation is a little bit restrictive, but this is otherwise a really good figure. You can see how it stands against the old Toy Biz version. I must still have this figure somewhere in my pile of old Toy Biz figures. I need to put them in a shelf, but this was a really good figure, and I think they did a nice job with it. But look how long ago this was, where he was the only one. Him and Rogue were the only ones of the blue team. See how far we've come with that. And I really love this picture. Old school Toy Biz, Nightcrawler, Colossus doing their thing together with the new, at that time, Wolverine. But really fun figure. I don't know how expensive it is. If he's super expensive, wait, because eventually they'll re-release him. But if it's not that expensive, it's definitely worth picking up. Lawson, what's going on? You know Todd isn't going to do any other members of the Zoo crew. Captain Carrot will probably be it. Why do I say that? He hasn't even given us half the classic looks of DC's main characters yet. I know we're not going to see any more members of the Zoo crew. And this Captain Carrot version that we have is not really that Zoo crew version. So it's like, it's cool. This is the Justice League Incarnate one that's kind of like the big buff version of Captain Carrot, who sort of looks more realistic, but I would be happy to grab one based more on their childish, cartoonish looks if Todd decided to ever go that route. I think he's too busy doing Green Lantern Batmans to focus on putting teams together. It certainly seems that way. Doom. Yes. Yeah, getting claw effects going in here too. TCB Toys, have you seen the trailer for What If? Yeah, we talked about that last night on Lyle's Movie Files. I like it. I'm really excited to see the show. I'm hoping they're not falling over themselves trying to do too many figures from it, because they've got those figures on clearance right now on Hasbro Pulse. And if Pulse has them on clearance, you know it's just going to be a few more moments before we see them at Ollie's. Lawson, I bought the Superman Crypto for crypto, but so disappointed the Crypto wasn't an action figure, just a plastic statue. I was so hyped up for Crypto. I was like, there's literally no movement. So I think now I'm going to have to hope that Mayfex will release a version of him from Hush, because he showed up there. And, if we get him, maybe they pack him with Lois Lane. That way we could get another figure that's not really too active in terms of fighting with Crypto. Maybe a good pairing anyway. So hopefully that'll happen, and that way we can finally get a Crypto that has some articulation. Maybe we can beg and plead for the G.I. Joe team to release a dog that kind of sort of looks like Crypto, because the ones we got right now just aren't getting it done for me. Glenn Miller, dude, I really hope we get figures from G.I. Joe, the animated movie, like the villains Globulus, Nemesis Enforcer, Fetch Cobra Commander, and Pythona. I mean, you got to get the Royal Guard too. You got to get the whole crew if you're going to go with those villains. And it was funny because I happily got those figures because I was like, oh, these are the guys that are going to fight the Rawhides, the Renegades. And seeing what they were in the movie is like, oh, this is totally different than what I thought. And then, they did that weird thing of putting the Army Builder in a 3-pack. So that meant you were only going to get one Royal Guard figure, and that was it. But I would love to see what the Classified Series team would do with all of them, because they would just destroy our old memories of what those figures look like and crank up some really amazing, awesome figures. I wonder if they would go the San Diego Comic-Con route, maybe make Globulus the deluxe figure with his pod that he can come out of. I think that would be a really cool execution of him in that form. So we can coil up in that pod that you can place him back in, kind of like the egg from the WWE Survivor Series figure from Mattel. Throw him in there, and then maybe put a little material so it can kind of bounce tennis ball style, and then you can open it up as you need to. Nemesis Enforcer would probably be another deluxe figure. And then maybe they could do a 3-pack with Python and 2 Royal Guards. Or maybe just the 3-pack of 3 Royal Guards. That way we can get and really, truly army build the mess out of those guys. I love their design. I thought they were really cool, and was just like, oh, this is what they're doing in the movie. But yeah, I'm not hating. I know some people don't really like G.I. Joe the movie, but I thought it was fun. I definitely need a Big Lob figure from the Classified Series collection. I mean, Big Lob makes his move. Love that dude. It's fun. Lawson, that Superman isn't really for me, to be honest. Too jacked and too Michael Landon. Yeah, he does look like Michael Landon. There's going to be a whole slew of people who are like, who? Yeah. On a highway to heaven. In Beltran. What's up, Jeff? My Dreadnoks coming through on Monday. Yeah, a bunch of them are coming. We're a lot of folk, and I'm not jealous. No, I'm not. Got so many to open up, and I just finally got around to opening up Eel number 1, and gosh, this thing is a great figure. I mean, I feel like I say this every time I open up a new Classified Series figure, but it's like, wow, you guys did an amazing job. He's got his knife so he can go fight some sharks. He's got the fins and flippers going. He's got his little knife sheath here. Got the little loop that you can put his sleeve in or put his arm through, the torpedo gun. And The removable helmet, I'm not going to bother trying to take off again, but I really love that you can see that it's reflective in there. You can see his eyes. Really fun. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do next. Do I want to open up Shooter? Do I want to go with the Mole Rat? Or more of this guy, the Snow Serpent, who is so much fun, and throw him up there with a full wolf pelt and all that good stuff. Tom Fenn says, I think Todd has done a pretty solid job of team building. He's almost completed Batman and outside. All we need is the outside. That's what I say. When I read that first part, I was like, no, he hasn't. But yeah, well done, my friend. We need a classic Molecule Man too. Lawson, you're right. That one that we got just doesn't work basically on anything. Snake Eyes is trying to figure something out. Hopefully you figure it out. Lawson, we need the classic road look too, for sure. Devin Bernard says, Spiky Ben Grimm thing. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I would take that figure, and I'm really wondering how far Hasbro is going to go in terms of making more Fantastic Four figures while we know they're starting to cast and maybe solidifying, locking down some actors to play the Fantastic Four. And if we're waiting for them before we start getting waves upon waves of Fantastic Four and their Rose Gallery, I'm hoping with the next set of Fantastic Four figures, they just make it a box set. That way they could do more waves with characters that are needed, like throwing a couple Inhumans, finish off the Frightful Four, make that happen. Throw in Alicia, because she's a key civilian character that we really should have in a Marvel Legends line. We got Gwen Stacy, we got Mary Jane, we got J. Jonah Jameson. I think Alicia's right there next to Aunt May in terms of most important civilian characters needed for this line. True on what that round head. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, 80s Kid. I had a lot of fun shooting that. That was fun. Afton wants to know, why does Wonder Woman have axe? Because she likes the spray. But seriously, it's because they started throwing the axe in with a few other figures. So this isn't really something new. She's used the axe before. It's not like it's like they're pulling that out of nowhere. She's had that, and they've done that look for her enough that it's not like, oh, what is this? You guys are going nuts with this. But it's not necessarily her definitive look. It's certainly not something where if you're going, oh man, this is the definitive look for Wonder Woman. I don't know if you would need the axe and be like, oh man, y'all did everything right except for that. I'm trying to find, I think even Doris Perez had a cover with her with the axe. Of course, because I'm trying to find it, I will not. But I feel like I've seen that in enough things where it's not like a big deal. But again, I'm fine with her having just her really basic lasso because that looks cool. And the fact that she can twirl it around and yoke up people, that's a better skill set to me than throwing a batarang around. When is Wonder Woman coming out? Todd, we've seen the prototype, we've seen the box pictures. Oh, maybe in 2 more weeks, maybe next week. I mean, he does not really let too much grass grow under his feet when he's releasing these figures. When we see the picture, the prototype, and we're seeing the box figure, I felt like it was like that with Supergirl. We saw the box image of her and it's like, she does not, why is she wearing leg sleeve boots here? That's not working. And then the figure came out maybe like another week after it first started popping up. So I would expect maybe you could find her at Target on Black Friday and be like, whoa, that's awesome. Or, Todd, you dropped the ball again. Lasso does look bendy. So yeah, hopefully that is the case. Tanner Ruiz. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Doing good, man. It is almost Friday. James Carpenter. That's the Wonder Woman that I need. What I need. After, why can't they just give her a sword? She does have a sword. It's part of her setup as well. So it's not just that. I mean, they've got her covered all the way through with everything you could possibly need for your Wonder Woman figure from Mattel. Not Mattel, McFarlane. Let me pull it back up in case you missed it. But here is the sword is right there. The light is kind of throwing it off, but the sword's right there. So she's got that. He doesn't tend to miss out on the essential accessories. And at least with this collector's edition figure, all the stuff that I would think she would need is included in there. Randall Cusick, what's up, man? I really need to chase Captain Carrot and give us a superpowered Zoo Crew line in 3 packs. 2 Zoo Crew members and a villain. Now, that might be the way they do that, and I would totally buy him. But since you mentioned it, let's go into this with these very interesting different takes, these variant versions, these chases that he does. And whew, they're very interesting. So, we saw Green Lantern, Batman. We saw Superman, buffed out Superman with Crypto, and then Captain Carrot. And it was like, okay, these are okay for what they are. It's interesting that the only one that sold out is Captain Carrot, but let's take a look. So this is his chase figure, and this really looks good. It's more of a classic old school look for him, much more in line with the old Zoo Crew style, and it really pops. I think it looks even better because of the colors, the bright green, just brighter all around, not as much of a gold, less red. You can see the carrot that was sculpted on the original figure is still there. It's just painted yellow. I don't know if I like that as much because it's already sculpted. Don't try to hide it. But I think this really looks nice too. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to get. For sure, I'm going to get Captain Carrot though, because I think this is just such a fun figure and something you can kind of really embrace. Now, that's interesting. I hadn't checked out this finger sculpt before, but the grip one, it looks kind of interesting, like he could hold something, but as we know, he doesn't come with anything outside of the stand. And I really love that you can see his pupils now, because that makes a lot of difference for him for whatever reason, but I really like it. I'm very happy that he comes with the flight stand, because that makes so much of a difference with those figures. This makes no sense. It's kryptonite infusion Superman and Crypto. So these characters who would die from kryptonite poisoning apparently have kryptonite poisoning, and I don't understand why this is a variant. And if he was going to do it as a chase, maybe an anguish look for both of them, like Crypto with his tongue hanging out, like, ugh, and Superman going, just something. This is like him looking all calm and peaceful, like he's about to go place an order at PetSmart. So I really do not understand what they were going with this, but it's a chase figure complete with swappable hands, and just a really odd deal. I think what happened is Todd got a really good deal on semi-translucent green paint and had a little extra and decided to throw it on the Crypto and Superman, because as you'll see with this Batman as Green Lantern, this figure almost makes more sense. And I was thinking, well, shoot, this could be Hal or John or Kyle conjuring up a construct of Batman that almost makes this seem worthwhile as like an option, like a fun figure to buy, where any Lantern could have conjured up Batman. Maybe they're in Gotham trolling around and decide to scare a few villains, maybe Scarecrow, maybe Riddler, and come up with their own little yelling. Can't quite see the head sculpt anymore, but Batman. I think that is almost worthy of a chase figure, so I'm kind of excited to see that. But it's an interesting choice for a chase figure, but I like that one, I think, more than the others, because it makes more sense for that setup. Andre Cullen, I think I said your last name right, hopefully. She's pretty kitted out. I think so too. I think they really did right in terms of her accessories and what they gave her, so it's not a thing of, if we feel ripped off, it's not going to be because of a lack of accessories. Lawson says, we'll love the brown and orange Wolverine on the new Pinless Buck. Yeah, he's probably due for an upgrade at this point. Maybe just use the X-Men 97 Wolverine. I think that would work just fine. Jamelin says, that figure looks great to me. I wouldn't mind a version that looks more like Perez, but I'm just happy to get a solid classic Wonder Woman. Agreed. Jamelin, I still have my Toy Biz Nightcrawler on display. It's the only Nightcrawler I own. Did you not like the other one, or just didn't pick it up for whatever reason? Lawson, I'd be all over Scott Shaw style Zoo Crew figures. Jamelin says, by the way, there's more cartoony Captain Carrot out there too. Oh. I know we're talking about the one I showed, or just like another one, because I'd be interested in that too. Snake Eyes say, hey, Tekken, is that Storm Collectibles? Yes, they do them. There's another company that's starting to do them as well, but Storm Collectibles is the ones where I have all mine. Yeah. Actually, I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one on my site. So let me pull that back up. That's not Storm Collectibles. That is from Game Dimensions. So that's where that Tekken figure's from. Lawson, I used to draw crypto books for kids based on the Cartoon Network series. So I really want an old school Superboy Superman crypto figure. Love crypto as a kid too. I feel like if you're a dog guy, girl, and crypto was around, you were like, crypto is amazing. A super powered dog? How awesome would that be? I only know one wrestling character that came out of an egg. Yes. The one and only Gobbledygooker. Jamie, you send me an image. So let me pop on Instagram real fast and see if I can find it quickly here on the show. Live, if you. All right, there we go. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. Cool. I found it. And I don't think it's doctored. I think that's actually the look of it. So we'll see. Glenn, dude, I hope we get the G.I. Joe classified versions of Galactus, Nemesis Enforcer, Pythona, Jinx, Thrasher, Torch, Mercer, Monkey Wrench. He loves explosions. Red Dog, and Quick Kick. Well, you know Quick Kick is coming. We've seen him. Quick Kick is here. And it's just a matter of time before he joins the ranks of our esteemed G.I. Joe classified series. But I am very excited from the prototypes of Quick Kick. That really looks like everything I could have possibly asked for with him, and his figure really looks cool. So I'm very excited about that addition to the line. And of course, because I still do not organize these whatsoever, can quickly find my picture of Quick Kick for you. But it didn't do, there we go. Huh. What was that? How is that for a change? I actually found something I was looking for. So here's what Quick Kick looks like. Really nice looking figure. So much gear. He's got the red backpack. He's got a throwing star. That's a nice accessory. He's got his nunchucks. He's got his swords. He's got karate chop hands. He's got an alternate head, which is awesome too. I mean, all this in a regular edition figure. No deluxe here. And he's got frozen fudgies. How can you beat that? You can't. It's a great looking figure. Cannot wait to get Quick Kick. Robert's Infinite Realm says, hey Jeff, hope you're well. Doing good. Mutated thing is speaking my language. Yeah, and then you know when you go with him, you got to get the helmet bucket. So, and then with the removable or swappable head, so you can show the scar damage that Wolverine did when he was in one of his Berserker rages. So that would be kind of interesting to do. Topher Supreme wants to know by a show of hands who wants the 6-inch line of X-Files toys. I didn't dig that enough to want figures of them. I felt like they did make figures, though, once upon a time. Glenn Miller says DC Universe Classics needs to make a comeback. Well, don't call it a comeback. They've been here for years. I think that articulation has caught up to them by this point. And if they were to do another old school celebrating all eras of DC, they'd need to come through with better articulation, maybe a little bit bigger molds at this point. So if we really were to get what a lot of collectors want, the DC version, the DC counterparts of Marvel Legends, it would have better joints, better molds, better articulation by far. Because I love DC Classics, but the scale was kind of all over the place. And articulation, as I'm trying to pose my figures now, feels really limited. Definitely feels like a product of its era, which was fine. It's just, if I'm buying new DC figures in 2024 and beyond, they need to have a lot more articulation and just really look cool, like like they did, but just advanced for this this time frame. Dog Avenger had to do with her mythology background. I thought that was the case for it. I mean, I didn't really trip on it. I think it's a fine inclusion. Get the axe for it. Lawson says, I hope that G.I. Joe Classified series gets a blowtorch soon. Always like that figure and his accessories. Candy, corn colors, and all. You know what they're going to do. They're probably going to find some ridiculous reason to put him in Night Force colors first. And then I'm going to be like, I'm not going to buy this, but it looks cool. And then I have to patiently wait till we get that real classic version that we wanted. But they've done a lot of that series in Tiger Force and Night Force colors. So maybe we just jump right in because we're going to get Ripcord with the Dragonfly, and I'm going to be like, yeah, this is fine, but I want my camo Ripcord to my collection, please. So hurry on up with that. Thank you. Daniel goes, finally, the McFarlane Collector's Edition that is worth the price point. Nice. I think she's pretty solid, and I think, like you said, she doesn't seem to rip off as some of these other $30 Collector's Edition figures. So I do think for that price point, an alternate head would have been nice, but I think she's a pretty solid value. Also, I wanted to know, in your opinion, should one open a Chase variant or keep it in the box? I'm always about, if your intent is to sell it, you can keep it in a box. But if you want to enjoy the cool looking figure, open it up, put it on your shelf, and be like, I got a variant Chase figure. It's awesome. And it's on my shelf. So that's how I approach variants. But your mileage, of course, may vary. Hey Jeff, did you see a new Spawn figure? Looks like Spawn, but he has wings and his mouth is open. It has so many teeth. I did not know the figure's name. I did see that one today as well. Entertainment Earth posted it up. Let me see if I can track that figure down real fast. Oh, it's King Spawn and Demon Minos. Um, it's $50 in case you're curious about the price on them. Not cheap, so totally up to you. If you're like, oh, this is a great looking $50 figure, I don't think there's enough demons there for $50. The wingspan looks cool. It's definitely an original looking Spawn figure, but now here's something that may get a lot of people to buy into this. Like, oh, cool, it's a gun pack with a Spawn accessory. So lots of guns that you can throw into your collection. So that might work and do it for a lot of collectors just to be able to do that. So there you go. Glenn says more West Coast Avenger members are missing, like Firebird, Living Lightning, The Thing, an updated Quicksilver, Jim Hammond, the Fist of Kenosha version of Moon Knight, and Comic Mantis. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'd take all of them. Lost in that Kryptonite infused Superman crypto set is just weird. Oh man, that's lucky, man. You got the gold label Nightfall Batman. It's the Batman figure for me. So I don't see how Todd will get me to buy another Batman unless it's something really, really, really good. Yeah, that figure, the gold label one looks awesome. And I really wish he had put that out so everyone could get it. I don't quite understand the reason why he made that super, super chase, because I felt like everyone would have bought that. Everyone that bought the original Nightfall Batman would have probably double dipped and just said, okay, this is even better. I'll take this one too. Randall says, we need the OG Secret Wars Iron Man with the new backpack and gloves. That didn't work in the comic at all. Robert says, I'm super tempted by Captain Carrot. My wife says he's awesome. You got to move quick. If your wife says it's cool, go for it. Don't hesitate. Just make the move right away. Lefty Two Lions BK says, random McFarlane thought. We know he does re-releases. He hasn't come back around in classic Bane. I bet he'll be a multi-pack with the recent Nightfall Batman or the Walmart exclusive Hasbro. I take them both because I need that version of Bane too, even though I'm really excited about the Mayfex one that's coming out in January. Yes, the Mayfex figure coming out is the scheduled release date. Lawson says, can't buy pseudo Batmans like Green Lantern Batman. Yeah. Crypto the Superdog had a great theme song, says 80s Kid. I don't remember the theme song at all. George, how many G.I. Joe Classified Vamps did you pre-order? So I'm very particular with my vehicles. One thing I loathed and despised so much was how the G.I. Joe cartoon was wasting the taxpayers' dollars. Every Joe drove a vehicle or piloted a Sky Striker, a Dragonfly, or Shark. I'm like, y'all need to stack up in these vehicles like I did with mine when I was a kid. Man, I feel like I never had any vehicle where it was just one Joe driving. I never needed multiples of any vehicle because it came with a driver and about 70% of the time. And those ones where anyone could drive it because it was just a free-for-all for grabs vehicle, anybody drove it. So for me, I just needed one Vamp, one of this style of Vamp. For the Vamp Mark II, I'll get that. The Stinger, I'll get that as well. But I just need one because Clutch is the only one getting behind the wheel of the Vamp. So I'm happy to get him and the Vamp in one shot. James says Nightcrawler came up before I was really getting into as many Hasbro Legends. I definitely wasn't ordering figures online. Then his price just became prohibitive. But I've been waiting. Okay. I wonder if, I feel like he's probably due for a new release too. I almost feel like I saw his name mentioned earlier in the year for one of Rectangular's leaked lists, maybe for next year. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I do prefer the tail on the Toy Biz Nightcrawler though. Besides those hips, he still holds up. Well, Shakira once said those hips don't lie, and they make those Toy Biz articulations so tricky. It's like the figures look great. The paint jobs that they put on those figures back in the day kind of blow away some of what we're seeing with the Hasbro figures. But man, when I start trying to pose and move, it's like, oh, that's right. This is why they're not as great as what Hasbro is putting out now. And George wants to see Nightcrawler in his X-Force uniform. I barely remember that look. Yes, yes, Uncarded Reviews. Entertainment Earth, one of my affiliates, is running a sale. Buy one figure, 150% off, in stock items. Yeah, I have my cart full of things that I am planning to figure out which way I am going to go with it. And this is another call to wait for stuff because buying full price just doesn't seem to pay off as much now. I mean, take a look at these G.I. Joe Ultimates. Wave 2, Flint, Lady J, Destro, and Baroness are all $32.99. Cobra Commander's $24.40. That's really great. So you could get Flint and Lady J, Destro, and Baroness for buy one, get the other 50% off, and getting them at the outlet deal prices really makes that a great deal. Duke Cobra Commander 24. So is the bat, so you can get them really cheap right now. Lots of good deals on this. Snake Eyes. I mean, for these prices, I'm like, well, shoot, let me sign me up. I'll get these Ultimates, even though I don't really love their articulation. So, I mean, we got a Black Series Dark Trooper, $12.82. I've got 5, but I kind of feel like for that price, why not get some more? We got Copperhead, no discount sales on him, but there's a lot of stuff that's in stock. Some, like this Flash Page Puncher or Atom Page Puncher, are really on really great prices. So definitely take a look. And if you do, go through the site and you can get them and be a big help to me and the channel. But this Mayfex Stealth Jumper Batman Hush, that's $52.50. I think when it was on sale just a few weeks back, it was $69, or $68. So really good deals here. So definitely worth taking a look, scrounging through. The Princess Leia comic book version, $12.42. That's a really good price too. So lots of stuff here. And definitely, if you've had your eye on some stuff, now's the time to pounce and get it because these sales are really, really great. So that plug aside, definitely check them out. And don't forget to look at Big Bad Toy Store. I'm not an affiliate with them. They won't take me, but they're always having a figure of the day, and those prices are really good too. So here's today's figure of the day. And yes, I realize that even at $44.99, I'm still not biting on this Super Adaptoid. Just where are the wings? Where's the quiver? Not biting yet. But also one thing that's kind of surprising, the Hawkeye Marvel Legends Tracksuit Mafia figures are available at Big Bad Toy Stores, Entertainment Earth, for the same price. $25.99 here. So that's not too bad. You can kind of army build. These were not figures that lasted through the clearance. So if you missed out, if you want to army build these guys just in time for new waves of Disney Plus, you can grab them. And not too terrible price. This would definitely be something where you could take advantage of that buy one, get one free, or buy one, get the other 50% off sale. I think that'd be really good for army builders like that. Glenn wants to know, I wonder if we'll get more Fantastic Four retro figures like Red Ghost, Wizard, Trapster, Diablo, Pop-Up, Gorgon, Triton, and Crystal. I take all of them, please. Travels and Conversations. Namaste, bro from India. How are you? What time is it over there? I'm loving my Crimson Faction of Joes. Need more of them and some more themes for bats. I really was not anticipating getting that Arctic bat. I was like, why would I get this? And then they showed us like, that's amazing. I need so many. I was like, I don't need the Python Patrol bat, but he was on super clearance, I think for $7. I was like, all right, let's get it. And that put me down the Python Patrol rabbit hole. I've got all 4 that are available now, and it's just, how did that happen? Because I was not getting Python Patrol. I was nose in the air big time and not getting them. So I'm really curious to see what other themes they do with the bats, because I think they found a really cool format for them, and it really works. And it's plug into their creativity. And the Arctic bat might be my favorite variant of all of them. Robert said, I've heard an unconfirmed rumor that Hasbro might do some G.I. Joe 118th in 2024. I wonder who they would do. My desk with Nightcrawler is the Toy Biz one and was out of Legends with the re-release. Now just kind of there. There are Thundercats on the sale, Snake Eyes, so check them out. There's plenty to get in that sale. I might buy that Super Adaptoid and make a Goliath. Blake, they're not going to even get me on that because I'm just so upset with that figure. Excuse me. Glenn says, another Marvel Legends wave, please, Hasbro. I agree. They really need to do those right away because I feel like, you make those, people are excited, and you can do a Build-A-Figure with another villain, so it works out well for everybody. Randall wants to know, when are we getting a 70s inspired Defenders 4-pack or Invaders 5-pack? Not soon enough because I buy those figures too. Austin says still want to Bill Foster Goliath figures on my hope list. Yeah, not Disney Plus with the helmet head, a true Bill Foster Goliath. Keith Feinstein says, hey Jeff, I love the artifact, but it kills me they scrimped on accessories and left his backpack half bare. I mean, he's in the snow, so I'm not too upset with that, but yeah, I really like that figure, so I think they did a nice job with him. Travels and Conversation says it's 7:20 a.m. here. Woo! Good morning. Unfortunately, no deals in India. Now, need to get all at 1.5 retail here, but I love Joe's too much to not buy them. Yeah, Joe's are so good. I wonder if you like hooked up with somebody in the States where they're having all these crazy sales, would the shipping balance out so it wouldn't be a sale for you, or if it would. I don't know. I'm sure you've tried that before. Doc Vendor, I wasn't getting Python Patrols. My daughter brought me to, and that was enough for me. So are you now buying them or no longer getting them? Because I don't know what the deal is with their wacky colors. I was just like, this is goofy. But then having them in hand was like, all right, I'm sold. You got me. Did Hulk wear the trunks or rip pants during the Secret Wars era? 80s Kitty wore trunks. Shay Woods, what's up? All Hasbro needs to do is make an Angel, repaint Iceman for the Amazing Friends 3-pack, and make Hercules with his skirt, and they can finish the champions. I still feel like we need a better Johnny, I was about to say Johnny Cage, a better version of Johnny Blaze, and we can get him more of his classic bite, because I feel like what they've done so far isn't quite what I want. It's close, though. Toy Bounty Hunter says, I went on eBay and picked up enough bat arm attachments to give my 3 Arctic backs a full bat loadout. Now, that's cool. Hey, this kid got his answer. Give us the Hulk with trunks. I want that too, because I feel like that's the one Hulk variant we don't have yet. Ren Rock 80s Rants and Real Talk. What's up? What up, though? What do you think about Hasbro retooling the 60th anniversary Mark 1 for a classified Deep 6? That articulation probably would work well for Deep 6, but it seems like those lines don't bleed into each other very much. And I feel like the Classified series would do a better job, even though I really like that Mark 1 Iron Man. I didn't know it either, Keith. People are parting out bats on eBay. This is definitely news to me. Blake wants to know, Jamie, you think McFarlane's going to do a translucent Green Lantern superpowered spaceship with opening fist construct? Thought that up recently. That sounds fun, actually. Lawson, do you think we'll get a green repaint of the Hulk from the recent Hulk banner pack? I'd assume so. I mean, that seems like a really obvious repaint for him and something. I was surprised that, they don't do chases anymore, but I thought that would have been a really cool chase with that set. Like, oh, look, here's the random version with the chase with green Hulk. But I thought that'd have been fun. Maybe that was the reason why I didn't get that set, at least as of yet. We'll see. But let's take a look here because I saw this and was like, oh no, my patience is not going to work out very well here. So Amazon is very famous. Of course, if you're pre-ordering figures, you know this now. You pre-order something and it's really not going to get there when they say it's going to. It's like, yeah, free delivery January 14th. But this item will be released on December 1st. And Hawk is the only one who's slated for December. Now, I had some buddies who were picking them up saying it's still December for some, but at least as of this point, you can get Ripper, Shockwave, Buzzer, and Helix. You order them now, I suppose you could actually get them tomorrow if you got Prime. So that's exciting. You get Buzzer, Helix, Ripper, Shockwave. I assume Hawk was super popular and just won't be making that cut. So maybe he'll be actually waiting until December 1st. But this is really interesting and really fun. You can get those Joes faster. So that's really cool. And you can get a Dr. Mindbender for a low price of $137. That's great. Thank you so much. And it looks like Nunchuck is still going to be coming in December 15th. But the way and the rate these guys have been going with their pre-order windows, I was seeing if maybe the eel is back in stock for everybody who's still looking for them, but no go as of yet. And you guys told me that this $39.95 sale price for this was not a reputable seller. So for all of you, this is a blanket. Sorry, I thought it was a good price, good deal, but Amazon got me on that one, so sorry. Hopefully they'll be in stock on sale for those of you who still want to get that set. Afton says Hasbro should make a classic Goliath Bill and Hank Goliath. I would buy them. Give me the Hawk figure, please. After me, I gotta get him. But yeah, I think Hawk looks great, and it's been a really fun figure. So let's see, where else was I wanted to go with all this stuff, because I felt like there was so much more. Oh, other interesting news. So according to TNI, we're gonna get a new Toys R Us, and they're gonna open a flagship store at Mall of America, and apparently it's gonna be really soon, because here on the Mall of America's website they say Toys R Us opening soon, and that would be worth a field trip for me. Hopefully I can spend all that time from 10 to 9 at this amazing Toys R Us at the Mall of America. That would be really fun, and it's apparently coming soon, and they're really happy and pleased with what they did at American Dreams. So I think the Mall of America is massive and huge, so maybe we would get a massive, huge, semi-old school version of Toys R Us. I'm not really loving those versions they have at Macy's. It's kind of like a fake me out Toys R Us, but I think the Mall of America store could be very cool and worth checking out. So hopefully we'll see some more Toys R Us's in the near future. Darth Gutierrez, what's going on? Tight sweater, Jeffrey. Thanks, man. I love this thing. It's like so smooth, and it's cool too. Lawson says I bought a bunch of the new Mythic Legions figures. Jeffrey, they made me dig deep into my wallet. Seeing the new ones? Those figures look cool. That is a wave that I'm trying, or line that I'm trying not to get into, but they really look cool. And yeah, let me know which one's your favorite on that set. Where is Mall of America again? Let's see. I believe that one is in Minnesota, if I'm remembering that properly. Let's see. Mall of America. Let's see. Where are you guys? We're gonna get the absolute parking. Yes, Minnesota. Yeah, and the only reason I know that is because the very first WCW Monday Night Nitro took place in the Mall of America. So when Lex Luger came out there in his white puffy shirt, it was in the Mall of America, and I was like, "Oh, that looks fun." I went to go check it out just to see where Nitro's first episode was shot. Of course, I won't be able to see Pasta Mania, but them's the breaks. Dark Avenger finally got 2 Cobra Eels. I could use 2 more. They are really good figures. And my rule of thumb for these specialists, I need to have at least 2 more than the amount of Joes that I want for this. So for my Joes, I've got to have Torpedo, Deep Six, Wetsuit, Undersea. So I got 5 right now. I wouldn't mind having a few more because these are really great figures, but whew, yeah, I wouldn't mind, especially, well, they're doing retro versions later, so that'll be the time to pounce where everyone can get a fair shake at them. So that's probably where I'll get a couple more just to further stack the odds against my G.I. Joe Undersea troops. Oh, Captain, my Captain. All hail Toys R Us. Yeah, 80s kid, I'm excited. Maybe this will be worth the field trip to check it out. How long is it to get to Minnesota? That definitely depends on where you are. Now, if you're in Ohio, definitely not going to be as far as some other places. Glenn says, do you think there'll be more of the Iron Man retro wave? If so, who do you think will be part of the wave? I'm hoping Mandarin. It's funny because I sort of did a soft reset of my Marvel Legends, and I was like, they've really done a pretty decent job doing Iron Man villains, but there's still so many left. Like, we still could use a Melter. He'd be a good one for a retro wave. Blacklash, Whiplash, whichever one you want to call him. He's one. A true comic book style Crimson Dynamo for sure. Madam Mask would fit there too. Centurion would also work. So there's 5. Then you could do a basic Tony Stark because we don't really have that figure in the wave yet. We do have Happy and maybe Pepper. But Mandarin for sure. I don't know which way they will want to go with him, but we should get Mandarin. And maybe it's that silver armored outfit version. I think that would work. Maybe a suit, but I need the 10 rings showing up so he can really rock that look, because that to me is essential. So hopefully I figure out a way to get him out there. Excuse me. Keith Einstein says Mythic and Cosmic Legions are both awesome. I think my favorite all so far is the Mythic Legions, Baron Volgagar or something. Nosferatu, yeah, that guy. Like Warrior Vampire with soft goods. Nice. Now I need to check it out because I think that those figures look cool. I'm just like, don't go looking at them. Atham Childs in Ohio. I don't know how I knew that. Must have been my mutant powers. Don't tell anybody. I don't want the MTF or MLF coming for me. Lefty2 Lions BK, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. It looks like you might have had a comment in there, but I don't see it. So if you had a question, make sure to post it again so I can address it. Unicorn, Mandarin the Freak. I don't know what's that. Oh, you're talking about more characters for Iron Man? Lawson wants to see classic Bullethead Crimson Dynamo on the retro wave for sure. Titanium Man would be sweet too. We do have the Marvel Select, but need a Marvel Legends classic Titanium Man. I'm so happy with that version that I'm like, if he's the last Marvel Legends figure they do, I would be okay because that figure is really good, and I love how he scales next to Iron Man. I think they really knocked that out. He has all the articulation I would really want in a Titanium Man figure, and it looks big and posing. The paint job is really crisp, got a nice little metallic green to him, so love how he turned out. Jay says Titanium Man, Firebrand, Ultimo 2. Ultimo would be fun. Let's see Lions BK. Check those Marshalls. Found the Hot Wheels, the Batman RC Batmobile for $60. What was the price on that before? Because I feel like that's probably a really good deal. I saw a Battle Cat at Ross the other day, and he was $10. And that Masterverse Battle Cat's a really nice figure. So to get him for $10 is a really good deal for everybody who doesn't have him already. 80s Kid wants the classic Ironmonger and Executioner. Did you not get the one way back? Yes. He's a little outdated, but I think for Ironmonger, his articulation is still fine. But check that out. That's a nice figure. Ren wants to know, have I read JL versus Godzilla versus Kong yet? They've done a second issue. No, but I really enjoyed the first issue. It was really fun. And throwing in the Legion of Doom in the mix was really unexpected. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I really enjoyed that first issue. We need Crossbones from Civil War era. Well, I thought we got that figure too. Lawson says, I'd enjoy a nice classic Madame Mask figure for sure. The ones that they've done before just don't do her any kind of justice. Justice at all. So, oops. Could also release Jack of Hearts in the retro Iron Man line. Well, he is coming next year at some point. Not sure how he's going to get out, but he is for sure a character that's made it through to the leak list. So I'm excited to see what he looks like. His costume is so intricate, so cool, and if they do it right, it could be potentially a 2024 figure of the year from them. I used to have the 2013 Ironmonger. Oh, that's what happened. Because I was like, that figure holds up pretty well. Because I was moving all my Iron Man figures. I was like, this is cool. It still works. So maybe he's not that expensive anymore. It was $100 originally. That was a really good price then. It's nice to get those big figure deals. Dog Avenger, they really need to do 2 bring on the bad guy waves a year. So the hope is with, not a lot of Marvel Studios projects coming out, they're just going to have to focus on more Marvel comic stuff. And I know there's still a few lingering characters from the MCU they could put out there in a wave, but the fact that we're seeing on Pulse clearance figures from Disney Plus, from MCU, kind of makes me think that they may start to back up a little bit on these figures, because if they're charging less than Target, which has these figures for $24.99, and my stores are swamped with these. I don't think anyone's buying them, and I don't know if that's because people are just now waiting, like, nope, you guys blink first. I'm going to wait for y'all to put them on full clearance, and then I'll buy them when they're $7.49. Or if people just don't care about these characters, these looks, and just think that Secret Invasion was terrible. They are, right? And they're deciding, yeah, I'm good. I wonder which one it is, because these figures are not moving in my area. I nominate Iron Patriot. He would definitely be a figure worth getting a new one. Randall says, I got Henry Jones Sr. today. Oh, I got Henry Jones Sr. Today, Scott Steiner, Reverse Flash, Iron Man Retro Wave, Armor War Iron Man, the one after he lost the Silver Armor, issue 231, Obadiah Stane, Iron Monger. You had a really good haul. Toy Bounty Hunter, did you see the images of the classified scale Night Raven someone made? It was impressive, to say the least. I did not see the Night Raven, but my buddies did send me this new version of the, come on through, there we go, of the Blackbird that this guy is working on, and I think they've done a really, really cool job on this. So if everybody's going, hey, a HasLab Blackbird should be in the cars in the mix, here is what that could look like. Hopefully you can see, there you go, the X-Men, the 6-inch versions in there. They look pretty cool with that. So that's how big that scale would look. Every time I think I got it in focus, it shifts off on me. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And I think this is a really nice job. So definitely something you could look at and say, hey, maybe it'd be worth picking up. Skew Raider. It's been a whirlwind of a drop pattern for this year, product-wise. Yeah, and I forgot there's another figure that's about to drop tomorrow or show up tomorrow. So if you pre-ordered them, just be on the heads up that he's going to drop. And I've already seen a lot of people are posting their Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, all the No Way Home Spider-Man figures. And it looks like Sandman for sure is dropping tomorrow. Let's pull through these. These guys are February 1st. I'm sure they're going to come before then. But right now, Matt Murdock, MJ, still say January 1st. Don't buy that. Don't believe it at all. And Sandman is looking like he is coming tomorrow, November 17th, 2023. I think he's the only one February 1st for Tom Holland Spider-Man. This is from the Civil War, the MCU set, so don't throw that in there either. But yeah, that's really interesting that we're seeing those figures, at least him, dropping a little bit earlier. Hey, Amazon, you need to price match Pulse. They actually got you beat on the price of those figures. So lots of options, and you got to assume that we're going to see that Spider-Man No Way Home set of figures dropping sooner than January 1st. So get your wallets ready, braced, and prepared, because I don't think too many of these pre-orders are going to stay what they're saying right now. So be on the lookout for them. Keith says they should do a Demon in the Bottle set with a struggling and non-struggling Tony Ed. That's a cool idea. Bethany Cave and the Ambassador. I love that idea. That would be fun. I don't know if they would do that because we can't sell Iron Man as a drunk, but I really think that'd be fun. Maybe if we just don't have a bottle, maybe throw in a little root beer, kind of give the illusion of it. But yeah, that would be fun. Lawson says, I'm thrilled about the classic Jack-o'-lantern finally coming our way. I hope we get an updated Vulture figure. You know, with the hump on his back for once, for sure. 80s Kid says, we need the jacket of yellow. Raw Talk Raw Deal says, what up, everyone? Dr. Bender says, yeah, Cobalt would be easy to do, but he's really an X-Men villain. I want MCU Spider-Man to go with MCU Kingpin. You certainly aren't lacking for options. Ren says they need a Man Mountain Marco Bath now that we have a seated Tombstone coming. You said Man Mountain. I thought you were going to say Man Mountain Rock. Well, classic Adam Warlock coming out at some point. I'm hoping so. Still holding out for Stingray, UFOs, and Count Fairy. Count Fairy was on that leak list as well for 2024 releases. So I feel like they're going to knock that figure out when we finally get him, but I cannot wait to see him. Doc says, I would love to see Call of Duty tackle G.I. Joe doing a Joe version and a Cobra version. That would be fun. You did miss the retro Iron Man talk, right? Ryan, it was fun. We came up with some ideas for figures they should do for a retro Iron Man line. So go ahead and throw yours in too. I knew you were talking about the Yellow Jacket. Glenn, what about the Enforcers? Have we got them in figure form yet? No. And I would totally buy those figures. I love those characters. Fancy Dan, Ox. Who was the third one? Gosh, man, I'm blanking on his name now. But those three would be fun Maybe do him in a 4-pack with Spider-Man. Classic look for him. Warriors 3, Ball of the Brave. For sure, buy them too. Key says they got the publishing rights to release the Micronauts and ROM omnibuses, so I'm hoping we see those characters in Legends. ROM would be essential. We need to get him. The Micronauts would be fun, and I would like the Micronauts more so I can get Bug in his Guardians of the Galaxy attire. Jeff, you think Hasbro is going to do a Spider-Man PS5 wave? No, they're going to do like 1 or 2 characters tops. We saw that with the last Spider-Man video game, so I don't think you should expect them to do too much on that. Montana, I thought he had something else, but I was like, I know Montana, but I thought he had something else to like Montana Jack or something. I could not figure that out. Lawson, I dig a Beta Ray Bill in his pre-Thor armor design. That'd be fun. I mean, there's so many Thor characters. I just feel like they have wasted so many opportunities to get more of these classic Asgardian figures out to us, where it's like you let a whole movie go, and then this Love and Thunder wave was worthless for comic book fans because there was not one comic book character that we could use. Yeah, we got Gore the God Butcher as a standalone Amazon exclusive, but I really was hoping we could have seen the Warriors 3 Balder sneak in there, just like half the wave, but especially in place of the Guardians of the Galaxy, since they were coming in their own film not that long afterwards. Doc Avenger, along with Crime Boss or Mr. Big, we need the owl for sure. Lost him. We still don't have the Executioner, do we? No. And I just feel like it's so weird to have Gamora, have Amora, the Enchantress, with her shoulder leaning on Loki, as opposed to going like this with Scourge, and then having Baron Zemo chilling with them, having the original Masters of Evil all set. I can say original, but having the Masters of Evil doing their business, getting ready to tangle with the Avengers. We need a classic Nick Fury. Russell Lemieux, MOA has small cubes for rent. Tell me what that means, Bloomington. Help me out on that. I don't quite understand what that is. So is that Mall of America has small cubes for rent? All right, so we'll figure that out. Let me see, is there anything else before I wrap this bad boy up? Because you did talk earlier this week, but I just want to make sure there was nothing else. I talked about the Entertainment Earth buy one get one 50% off sale. That was really good. And there's also on the Star Wars Black Series front, if you missed it at your other retail spots, they're also putting the Naleo Chill Cantina band member. That was a deluxe figure. I think that was $40 back in the day. Now it's going to be $38.99. Pre-orders coming in January for this one. So we're seeing a lot of exclusives that were at one spot coming to Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store. That's exciting in the sense that I think those retailers are pretty reputable. We don't have to worry about some shakiness going on with them. So those figures coming that way, here's another avenue, another way for people who maybe don't have a Target in their neighborhood to get these figures, which is very good. Glenn says something Hasbro hasn't done yet, a Daredevil wave. Who do you guys think should be included if they did? I'm hoping for at least the Owl. Gladiator, Old School Typhoid Mary. Let's see. John Garrett. Who else would I want to see in that wave? Maybe there's where you could throw an Echo. I don't know. I mean, I think that's a good start. And they could do any of these different versions of Daredevil's suit too. So maybe a better new original Daredevil mold. That would work. Raw Talk Real Deal says they need to make the 1963 X-Men in a wave and the Mimic as a BAF since this is their 60th anniversary. Well, apparently, like the Avengers, we're going to see more figures coming through, and it seems like they may be a little bit more focused on Wolverine. But hopefully, I'm surprised they would let this whole year go by without doing another box set of the X-Men, especially in their original outfits, because I thought that would have made a lot of sense for that. Speaking of, you reminded me of another thing that I wanted to make sure to let you all know about or point out. Excuse me, in the wake of this big sale they've got going on. So you've been waiting and holding out. you can get, oh, now it's restocking soon. It was in stock, but like as of yesterday, it was still in stock. But keep an eye out for this. You can get this set, and I'm pretty sure they still have the other one. They sold out. Now, this was definitely a case where they sold out because yesterday you could have gotten both sets of X-Men, and that was a really great deal to get those two, get the whole set, and then get one of them for 50% off. Maybe Pulse will have that sale later on down next week because geez, Black Friday is almost here. It's 8 days away, so that's exciting. It'll be really interesting to see what is on sale, what kind of deals we get. That's the time to check Best Buy again because they do have figures on sale, and I kind of forget to check, but occasionally they have some really good stuff there. Lawson says, I'd love to see classic Hydra soldiers in old school tunics with the yellow H on them, with those weird nose guard masks. That's classic. They should do that. Ryan says, been thinking about HasLabs. We loved extra figure stretch goals when we thought they were freebies. But if what Ryan 10 said is true, that tier figures are part of the cost. Then going forward, I might prefer skipping the tier figures for a cheaper overall price. Now, see, I'm with you to a degree, but I kind of feel like if it makes sense, go ahead and throw it in there. I mean, because it's not like we're not going to buy a complimentary figure to the HasLab anyway. I know some people are like, oh man, you can't put Wasp in this HasLab. It's ridiculous. But I feel like they could have done that with Giant Man. That made sense. You could have just done a different outfit for her. But I feel like when they've made sense, you know, you're paying for the figures anyway. It's not like you're going to find all this stuff for clearance all the time. Throw some water in there. There we go. Okay. Docs, Avenger says Daredevil Wave, Gladiator, Owl, Matador, Deathstalker. Gladiator. Yeah, I feel like people want him. Oh, Keith, that's a good call too. Stick, for sure. Jay says Daredevil's Rogue Gallery is missing a lot from his lore. Matador, Gladiator, Mr. Fear. Yeah, that's a good choice. Good call too. Ryan says, for instance, I'd have been more than happy to sacrifice Night Force, Ripcord, Crazy Legs, and Glinda to HasLab Dragonfly while Bill would have been 200 instead of 275. Now that for sure I agree with, because if they weren't going to give us Doc and Airborne, I don't need Night Force versions of Ripcord or Crazy Legs. I don't know if I would have minded paying for Glinda because I think that was a good way to get her out, but yeah, I mean, because I'm just going to swap those out with their regular color versions. Like, I haven't bought any Tiger Force, bought 0 Night Force characters in terms of them being Night Force. I got Shooter, but not because, oh, this is her in her Night Force gear. I just don't think her regular gear is going to be better than her Night Force because in the comic, she was basically all black anyway. So, we'll see. New Mutants in their original black and yellow would be cool. Yeah, Lost, and I don't know why we haven't gotten them either. Russell says Mandarin is coming as green comic book style. Well, we shall see on that. Hopefully. Lawson says would love to see a new Blastar figure. Blastar with the Sandman and the Kirby green and white costume with the mask. You can't really go wrong with Kirby looks for these figures, can you? Glenn says they should be part of a fan size before a retro wave. Listen. Or lost it. Kirby style Machine Man. Yeah, for sure. 80s Kid says, did the Fantastic Four have blue and black or blue and white costumes during Secret War? See, that's really interesting because most of the time they're colored like they're black with very faint blue accents, where they're blue, but they're colored black in Secret Wars. So it's very confusing, but they've technically delivered those outfits, but I'm like you, I would kind of love to see that more Secret Wars where it's heavy on the blacks and maybe just a little trace of blue. I think that would be fun. Very good. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you all, as always, for hanging out. I may do another Complete the Crew because I feel like there's so many teams that we need to see done. And you all seem to like the Thunderbolts video I did earlier, so look for more of those coming up. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else is on sale. I got to go through Entertainment Earth because there are definitely some figures that I'm planning to get to take advantage of this awesome sale they've got going. And of course, check the Big Bad Toy Store because every day they've got a new figure that might potentially be one I want to add to the collection. Make sure to check Pulse, of course, because they've got their clearance rolling out so much with all kinds of stuff. Hopefully, in the next week or so, we get some new additions to that clearance section. But for now, that is going to do it for me. Thank you all for hanging out and kicking it with me on a Thursday night. Hope you enjoy your Friday and your weekend. For now, this episode of Loud Speaker Files has been filed.